Warning, this video has spoilers about the Hajime no Ippo anime and manga. If you plan on watching or reading either and don't like spoilers, please click off this video. Thank you. Hi everyone, I'm Nosho Momo, and today I'm going to be talking about 3 reasons why Hajime no Ippo is the ultimate sports anime. First of all, some of you might be thinking, what the hell is Hajime no Ippo? If you're asking that, get the hell out of here. Click off this video and never come back to my channel. Chill, I'm joking, please, I need the views and the subscribers. Hajime no Ippo is a boxing anime that centers around the young man Makunochi Ippo. He helps his mom run the fishing boat company after his father passes away and gets bullied because of it. He meets the boxer Takamura Mamoru after being saved by him from his bullies. This is the start of Ippo's journey as a pro boxer and to finding the meaning of true strength. So now, let's get into why this is the best anime of all time. Sports anime have become really popular in the anime industry today, but most of them focus on team-based sports. For example, you've got volleyball in Haikyuu, basketball in Slam Dunk and Kuroko no Basket, baseball in Diamond no Ace, and football in Aisho 21, just to name a few. Hajime no Ippo is an anime about boxing, a sport where you fight on your own. Sure, there are some team aspects, like how the members of the Kamogawa gym train together, and they have cornermen to guide them during the fights, but once any character steps into the ring, it's up to them and them alone to win. Now, I know there are other anime based on sports where you compete alone, such as the sumo anime Hinomaru Sumo and the tennis anime Prince of Tennis. But I don't really count them because those anime have team battles, such as the double battles in Prince of Tennis and the 5-on-5 team battles in Hinomaru Sumo. In these team battles, even if a character loses, they can count on the rest of their team to win and bring them victory. There is no such concept in boxing, and therefore there is no such concept in Hajime no Ippo, which is what makes it stand out as a sports anime. Another point here is that this is one of the few sports anime where people get seriously hurt. I'm talking about things like brain damage, broken bones, and blood, just to name a few. Which I really appreciate because it's staying true to the sport and showing how dangerous of a sport boxing is. Now, you could make the argument that there are other boxing anime out there, like Akito no Jo for example, which is 100% true. However, many of the other boxing animes focus more on the characters and the things that go on in their lives, which can overshadow the boxing aspect. Not to mention that boxing anime don't come out very often. Although the last boxing anime, Megalobox, came out last year, the last boxing anime to come out before that was the 3rd season of Hajime no Ippo, which was released in 2013. That's a pretty big gap, especially when you consider that not every boxing anime that comes out is going to be great. Hajime no Ippo is an anime where all the characters are regular people. No one has any crazy power or special techniques. Although some characters have more potential and talent for boxing, they all have to train hard to get where they got. On top of that, most of the fighting done in the anime is realistic and based off moves from real boxing. I say most of the time because there are fights where characters are able to get back up from a serious knockdown when they should have been knocked out cold. Now, I'm not saying that animes that have characters with insane powers and over-the-top abilities are bad. Depending on how it's done, it can work really well. One Punch Man is a good example of this. I'm just saying that it's easier to relate to an anime where the characters are normal people who go through the same struggles that we as humans do. An example of this is when Ippo almost had to quit boxing to help out his mom with the fishing boat company because it was getting too much for her and it was affecting her health. Or how Aoki and Kimura have to work side jobs on top of boxing to make ends meet. Being able to see that life affects the characters the same way it affects us, regardless of how passionate they are about boxing, is something that I feel is unique to Hajime no Ippo as a sports anime. Another aspect that makes Hajime no Ippo realistic is that the damage the characters take during their matches is real. When I say real, I mean in the sense that it can have lasting effects, which is also true with boxers in real life. Examples of this are how Ippo begins to get punch drunk. This is seen in the manga. Or how Takamura is starting to go blind in one eye. The symptoms can start to be seen in the 3rd season when Miyata punches him while they are fishing, and the effects can be seen throughout the manga. This breaks the norm of sports anime where characters are invincible and are able to perform at their best, even when they are constantly pushing their bodies to the limit, at least at the time Hajime no Ippo was airing. I'm happy to say that sports anime currently have started to take this into account. Examples of this are the leg injuries of Haiji Kiyose in Run with the Wind and Teppei Kiyoshi in Kuroko no Basket. Now I know what you're thinking, Hajime no Ippo does have plot armor. There are fights where characters are able to get back up when they should have been knocked out cold, but in my opinion, plot armor in Hajime no Ippo makes more sense than it does in other sports anime, at least at the time of Hajime no Ippo airing. The reason I think this is true is because the plot armor doesn't apply to only the main characters. There are fights when the opponents that the main characters fight also get plot armor. A good example of this is when Ippo fought Sendo Takeshi or when he fought Volg Zangief. In these matches, there were many times that both Ippo and his opponent should not have been able to get up, but because of their willpower and their desire to win, they were able to. In my opinion, that's much better than a character who is about to lose and randomly uncovers a new ability that makes him able to win. Another reason I say that Hajime no Ippo doesn't have a lot of plot armor is because the characters don't always win, aside from Takamura, which we'll get into later. There are times in the anime where the characters lose matches, but because they lost, they were able to grow and become much stronger. Examples of this are when Ippo lost his championship fight against Date, or when Miyata lost in the Rookie King tournament, and in Thailand afterwards. The reason Takamura is able to win all the time is because he has a much larger body and better muscles compared to the average Japanese boxer, and even international boxers. During the anime, he fights in the middleweight division even though he's a heavyweight, so it makes sense that he's able to overpower most of his opponents, but even then there are times where he almost loses due to his weight control. I think this is fine because it shows how boxers and people in general are different. We have the talented people such as Takamura who still struggle regardless of their talent, and then there are the average Joes. These are Aoki and Kimura. Even though Aoki and Kimura have less talent for boxing, they work just as hard as Takamura and Ippo, and because of that they were able to stay within the top 10 rankings of their boxing weight divisions. However, I will say the amount of ridiculous plot armor in sports anime has decreased and is not seen as much as sports anime today, which I am happy about. Bonus reasons, that's right, 3 wasn't enough. Another reason to watch Hajime no Ippo is that it's produced by Madhouse. This is the same company that produced animes such as Trigun, No Game No Life, Hunter x Hunter, Death Parade, Death Note, One Punch Man, Monster, Claymore, Overlord, Parasite the Maxim, Hellsing Ultimate, Black Lagoon, Yu Yu Hakusho, and much more. So if you like their work, you should definitely check out the anime Hajime no Ippo. Another reason, the soundtrack is amazing. The first season's OST was composed by Sueno Imahori. He composed the soundtracks for Trigun and Gungrave. The second season was composed by Hideki Taniyuchi. He composed the soundtracks for Gambling Apocalypse Kaiji and Death Note. And the third season was composed by Sueno Imahori again and Yoshihisa Hirano. He composed the soundtracks for Hunter x Hunter 2011, Death Note alongside Hideki Taniyuchi, some of the Final Fantasy games, and much more. These composers have a lot of talent and experience with composing, so trust me when I say that the soundtrack of Hajime no Ippo is wild. The music I'm using in the video is actually a track from the first season called Vagabond, so if you like this, then I'm sure you'll enjoy the other tracks. A final reason, it's one of the few animes that I've rewatched multiple times and I've yet to get tired of. And that's 3 reasons why Hajime no Ippo is the ultimate sports anime. If you enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like. And if you want to see more content like this, subscribe to my channel. That's all, and I'll see you guys later. Thanks.